Here we are again, this time in København. And we're taking on København here, and I'm not sure how well we'll do. This is another one of the Conference League matches. The board want us to get to the round of 32. That might be a tall order. We're not going to beat PSV and Ronaldo, but if we could win here, if we could get a couple more wins in the remaining 3 matches after this one, that might do it. So if you're new to this, this is the Conference League here in the World Super League. A little bit different than what you normally would see in UEFA, with teams from really all over the world. And we are, of course, FC Augsburg, and we're trying to win this with a bunch of fast players. We're playing with legendary players as well, the Legends of the Beautiful Game database, and we don't have very many of them, unfortunately. We only have 1. And I'm not sure if he's on the pitch or not. Look, their keeper's injured. We should be able to score at least 1 or 2, right? And Nielsen was way offside. Well, and so far, we haven't seen very much of the ball. We've seen a little bit of it, and Kuzi there with a quick interception. That's where speed really pays off. Easier to intercept and easier to do crazy things, but unfortunately sometimes that sort of thing happens. And you see us swarming these little red fire ants running up and down the pitch, and unfortunately we weren't quite fast enough that time to get in front of that. Well, let's go get him. Mbuku with a fairly good-looking tackle, and I think he injured Deeks. Not that I would tell them to do something like that, but Gumi throws over to Rukavina, over to Chahid. Down to Pekanen. Pekanen, of course, who had an own goal in that match against PSV, so he's technically scored here in the Conference League. Rukavina now, and Borges runs up with it, and then it's taken away from him. And that leaves Nielsen in the back, but fortunately we have a whole bunch of defenders on him that forces him to rethink. We're going to try to push this forward again, and Nielsen once again was offside. So no damage done so far, about 15 minutes into this match. I'm not sure if we actually look like winning, but we're not playing horribly. This is up for Borges. He can't get there, but Gumni does. Down to Borges. That's deflected, but Gumni has it again to Sensi over to Rukavina, and his shot again is deflected. Borges again. And his cross this time is deflected, and we have the right thought, but we're just a little bit slow, like a step or 2 behind. Defensively and almost tackling from behind, and we do a lot of stuff like that. You'll notice it. We play pretty fiercely. We haven't had too many problems with red cards. We had one guy who was playing in the back for like 2 matches. We put him on the B team after he got 2 red cards in 2 matches. Mbuku really just couldn't get to that one, unfortunately, so that's out for a corner. And that's not doing very much. Chahid runs back to grab that. He's going to be a little bit too slow, I'm afraid. And so it starts. Kuzi with the throw over to Mbuku. Mbuku looks pretty good. And it goes back up to Pekanen. Pekanen, already a yellow card. Over to Gumni. Forward for Broya, and he passes that over from Mbuku, who I think was offside. I think that's why he stopped. We need a little bit more self-confidence than that. That was a great pass by Broya. Broya, by the way, so far is a real star. I know Ernst Lehner is theoretically the star, but Broya has looked absolutely wonderful. And Chahid is a little bit too slow on that one. Chahid is fast, but he's not quite that fast. So we do still need to get some speed upgrades, especially in defensive midfield. Sensi over to Rukavina. Forward for Mbuku, and again, he just didn't look like he was quite awake. Not a good sign. Take that.
Torschütze heute Nachmittag für das Team der Torschützen.
Horrible play by their injured keeper. Broya just stands here, sort of sneak on over. The keeper's not paying any attention, and That's an easy goal for Broya. 1-0 Augsburg against the run of play. Breezy and rain threatening here in København, and we're up 1-0. So 1-0 up on the road, and that's the way that we like it. Rukavina, that just goes out. Man, oh man, what a play that was. Shahid. Over to Gumni, and as Borg is winning. Hey, Broya once again.
Torschütze heute Nachmittag für das Team der Torschützen.
Take another look at this. Gumni over. Good job by Borges. And then Broya from a crazy angle with the side of the foot. Looks like he hit that with the side of the heel. And it went in. 2-0 for Broya. And is there any question who our most valuable player is? This guy is unstoppable. And we're now starting to play like the team that I always thought we were. Rukavina is going to get card. No card for that. Well, that's fine. If you want to let us get away with it, we'll get away with it. We did kind of get away with one defensively there, I'll tell you that. Take another look at this, and Nielsen with a great header, and Vavro, if he would have slowed down just like a second or two, would have probably been able to put it in. But as it stands, it ends up a goal kick for Augsburg. Down to Rukavina. Trulsen, Shahid, Rukavina. Shahid. Pekano. Borges. Pekano. Ford. Broya. That's taken away. He was offside anyways, what they're saying. Well, we sure haven't wasted any time in getting those yellow cards. We figure everyone has one to work with, so we might as well collect them. Bukovina, and he takes it away over to Sensi, up to Shahid. And man, he ran through two people. Did you see that? He ran straight through two people like it was nothing. And Nielsen, I guess, was offside. I'm not sure that Nielsen was even part of that play. There's Kuzi with the corner, headed back, and that's the end of that. So apparently not much has happened. And yeah, several players have been booked today. That's the way we like it. If we don't get in the book, it doesn't count. Borges plays that one really poorly. Sensing that with it, Borges is going to come off. Buchanan is probably coming off as well. Over to Gumni. Shahid down to Kuzi. Rukavina. Oh, baby. Well, I mean, that'll be good for the XG. That's what counts, right? Oh, man. That was so close. That was so close to trickling in. They're fortunate that they had another man back. If that man were not standing right there, that would have easily been a goal after the deflection. They're going to say he was offside. That was I'm not going to tell you what I think of that call. We don't want to be demonetized, right? We're already in the scoreboard. We're doing a good job, and now let's make a couple of changes. So this guy right here, Rukavina, is not doing very much. We're going to put Devontae Campbell on. Devontae Campbell is from Jamaica. He's going to get his first taste of action. Conan, this is where we have problems. We're going to put Blondel on. Not a great player. And then the next thing we want to do, is he even on the bench? He's not. So forget about trying to put in, what's his name? We're not going to do it. Ernst Lehner is not even on the bench today. So it's all right. It's not a big deal. He might be upset with me, though, for not playing in this match. That's all right. So Campbell gets his first action here for Augsburg. We signed him because of his speed. His other attributes also look pretty good. Nobody's ever heard of this guy from Jamaica. I think he's like on their under-21s team or something. I'm not quite sure how he came to our attention. We'll see if he's any good. Sensi back to Blondel, now over to Trulsen. Forward, and here's Campbell's first real touch, and it's a great pass. And unfortunately, Broya was offside once again. But that was a great pass, and that was great awareness, and that's what we want to see. Borges now shakes off his man and then loses the ball and then tries to foul him from behind. Gumi, that's why I wanted to take Borges off. Shahid over to Blondel, back to Gumni. Borges, forward for Broya. Oh man, so close. Mbuku just can't get his head onto it. Campbell, and does find Borges in the end. Shahid now to Gumni. We just hold on to possession. Here's Mbuku heading this, looking for Broya, and can't quite find him. We're getting all of the B's mixed up here. Too many players with names that start with the same letter. We should just call them by the letter. That'd be a little bit easier. Mbuku, forward, Broya, and they're saying he was offside again. He's always going to be like right on the edge of that because he's faster than the defender. And that makes it a little bit tricky, right? You want to stay onside, and you want to wait until the pass comes out to make your big run. And Shahid wins this. Borges keeps it in. Gumni. Shahid. Sensi. Back to Trulson. Campbell. Oh, what a pass. Mbuku. Another beautiful pass for Borges. That almost goes in. That was very, very close. I think this kid Campbell really is a winner. He's going to replace Andre Hahn, who actually just signed a new contract, 32 years old and an actual Augsburg player. He's on the club because he's a team leader. Once this season is over, though, we're selling him. We're just going to get rid of him because he's not fast enough and never will be. Campbell is sort of the idea that we have. If he keeps making passes like that, he's going to be a star. He's going to end up starting. I mean, that was incredible. And look at what it led to. We're a little bit unlucky that they were able to get to that one, but that was crazy, crazy, crazy. And let's go back and get this. Mbuku does. So this is the first match where we've really had the momentum. Mbuku and Trulson wins this in the back, and then he can't get there in time there. Campbell just can't quite get to it. Mbuku, however, with the tackle. And here's Campbell. Man, look at that move over to Kuzi. And it's taken away from behind. Gumni now with the throw, other side. Broya, Gumni. And, well, so much for that. Now we're kind of trying to play catch-up here. Well, we do have a man back, and see that altered the shot, that altered the run. Kuzi doing a great job staying with it. Sensi over to Campbell. Back to Blondel. Borges to Blondel. Forward looking for Broya, who's offside. Sensi with a big shot, but yeah, that's going to be a free kick. That's obvious. You can see that what it is that we're trying to do. Now, we just need to make sure that we stay onside. We may need to do a little bit of training and beating the offside trap here for one or two guys. Kuzi here with us. Back to Trulson. Shahid. Borges. Oh, man, he rips off a shot. He's been doing a lot of that. So, still 2-0 Augsburg. We're knocking on the door, though, and looking to change the complexion of this group. And I think we're doing a good job. I'm telling you guys, speed is what matters. Speed is the thing that will help you most in Football Manager. Oh, that didn't do anything, did it? Kuzi now, top left. I say top left. It's our left-hand flank. Up to Broya in the center. I think that we're trying to actually work it down the flanks, but apparently not that time. And the man whose name I can't pronounce there on København, Golegu, or however you say it, is a former Augsburg player who I got rid of as soon as I came on. He doesn't like me for obvious reasons, and he's probably not happy about the fact that they're behind 2-0, and that they really can't do much about it, at least at the moment. Blondel, or looking for Broya, and just can't find him, unfortunately, and this is kicked straight on back. Still trying to time those passes just right so we can get an interception in. We're getting ever so close, and there's the man. And I think it's about time here to make a couple of substitutions. We have a couple more left, And there are a couple of guys who I think are getting a little bit tired here as we look on. Yeah, Chahid is looking like he's about to fall apart. We'll put Nathan Shea back on. Nathan looked awesome the last time that he played. Gumni, of course, is Tigers. We played him hard, and so we will put on Leandro Silva. That's a real dangerous thing to do with those not very many stars, but you know what? We're going to put him on. That's why we have him. That's why we bought him. We want to give the guy a chance, and he's got some speed. That's the ultimate test, is Rooney knocks us forward, but Giekewitz is there to the task, equal to the task, that is. Kuzi throws over to Borges. Forward for Blondel, and he gets a little header in. It wasn't much, but it's something. Take another look at this, and I mean, this is the old confusion play, I guess. You know, the defense is really nowhere close to it, and we get a wide open shot off. Giekewitz here now with it, knocks it, lumps it upfield. I always hate it when they do that. Boy, I just can't win that. And he wins it back here at the end. Looking for Mbuku, can't quite find it. Campbell misses that, unfortunately. But Blondel is fast. Giekewitz now. Back to Blondel. Borges, Nathan. And he tries to push it forward for Broya, and he was onside, but it just didn't work. And there's Silva coming back and winning it. Silva doing a very, very good job so far for a guy who has like no stars and who the game, you know, thinks is an awful player. Maybe there is something to speed after all. Campbell over to Sensi. Look at that move by Sensi, but unfortunately he took it back to the other side. He had open field in front of him, but he was trying to be a little bit too fancy. And Nielsen, once again, is offside. So we have them confused. We have them offside. We have them really frustrated, and we are in the lead, and we're on the road, by the way, if you haven't noticed. Wow, we'll let them have that all day long. They can take that shot as many times as they want. I'm more than happy to let them have that wide open. You let them take a shot from that angle and from that range, absolutely. Mbuku, I'm going to pull this one down. Mbuku looks so good. And he almost is able to follow that one up. He was about an inch away from getting back to that ball and having an empty net. Mbuku is going to be an awesome player. He's going to be a superstar. Nathan over to Borges, back, and it's forward for Broya again. And Broya just a little bit too slow. Of course, he's offside. Trulson up to Campbell, who keeps possession with that speed. And then it's Trulson again, and he's been called for... No, Nielsen's offside. I thought Trulson was sent off. No, he's not. Silva now with it. Over to Blondel. Sensi. Blondel. Forward for Mbuku, and it's a little bit too hard and too high and too wide. Too much of everything. There's Trulson winning it back, looking for Mbuku. Can't find him. And Silva does get there. See? What did I tell you about speed, man? Awful pass to Nathan, and Borges ends up losing it because of how bad that pass was. And that leads to a goal. So Nielsen finally scores for København. And it's a clean goal.
Torschütze heute Nachmittag für das Team der Torschützen.
So 2-1 now. The question is whether we can hold on for like about 10 more minutes or so. And Silva's fouled from behind, and they do call it. Who's he going to blast this, I think. Good job by Nathan Mbuku to Broya. I think he's onside. I think so. We'll find out in a sec. He takes a shot, and that was almost a corner that he won. That actually almost went in. That would have been impressive. Mbuku running after this one. Cannot quite get there. And it's Nielsen once again, who's been the danger man. They're going to say he was offside. I don't know about that one. I mean, you be the judge, but he looked like he was onside to me. Now we have 4 more minutes to waste. Nathan up to Mbuku to Broya. And it's Campbell with the shot. And that was very, very close. I'm telling you, Campbell looks awesome. this guy who's an absolute nobody who we found. We got him for like, it was less than $40,000, and Buku just about gives up a penalty that would have put him in my bad book. This goes back to Cruzy to Sensi up to Trulson. And looking for Campbell, that was a really poor pass from Trulson. But Giekowicz is there to make the save. I tell you, Campbell, we got him for like nothing, and I looked at this player and I couldn't believe that he was available. But that's just the way it is. We picked him up, and he's ours for now, and we will keep playing him. He's not quite as fast as some of the other guys that we have in that position, but he can be very, very valuable. And that was Silva making a mistake to lead to that goal. And they have tied it up. So we had a lead, and it has been completely diminished. And this is a little bit frustrating here because Silva he's fast enough, but he's not particularly good at making that decision. And then I've got to wonder about this man right here, Blondel, and why he's backing away. We have an XG of almost 5, and it's tied 2-2. So we're going to have a talking to with some of these players. That was not good enough. Blondel lobs his forward for Mbuku. That is headed out. At any rate, I mean, even a draw here is not too bad for us. A draw on the road against a team that is unquestionably stronger in terms of reputation, in terms of financial backing, in terms of notoriety. I think we're doing all right. And Borges goes back to grab this and just lofts it forward for Campbell. He can't get to it. Silva does a good job that time. And that's it. 2-2 final score. It's a good draw for Augsburg. I'm sorry, our XG was 1.82. I must have seen something else out of the corner of my eye. But we had a very good XG. We did a good job, and we really should have won that match. It's a frustrating draw, but we'll take it. We'll take it, and we'll get them next time around when we have them at home. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.